Yes, indeed. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to go straight into a little song real quick. All right. Go straight into a little song real quick. Because tonight's show, we're going to be talking about the curses. And, man, this beautiful TV show, this series, that if you haven't watched it already, I suggest you go watch it. And if you're afraid for me to spoil it, maybe this is not the show for you. But I can't wait years until everybody watches the show. So we have to go into what the Most High, put in my spirit to go into for a while. Because everything is surrounded by us. We are the center of attention of everything, right? Everything that's targeted about us. And we're the target of everything. Let me tell you. So I'm going to go to a song about the curses. And this is going to be, similar to what we're going to be talking about tonight. All right. So I'm going to drop it on you. You're right. So let's go through and get this beautiful song by my brother, Deacon Rawchaa, called Tougher. Fair use.
Yeah. Look. Extroverted, introvert, different levels, different devils hating. Student to this TAC, the principle is levitation. Ironically, I inhale and feel like I'm suffocating. Holding my soul, but these hollows will make reciprocation. This nation killed my one father, my grandmama, my forefathers. Got nerve to take me to jail and call me robber. My homie crippin', but some other Christian broke up in his crib. Thought they the same, but they were 60s, guess that make them different. In 10 days, I'm facing eviction. Either call the click and hit a lick or get put on the streets. What you think my decision? If I get locked, I'll be dang somebody else raise my baby. Say they my goons, but I can't trust them Negro around my lady. Say get the money and you get the power. They call me bitter, but that help make a young jigger not get devoured. Crying to God like was I meant to suffer? It's doggy dog, mama ain't raised no sucker. Gotta be tougher. Only thing I look forward to is getting high to pass the time by. Any day could die. Asking God why. It's only getting rougher. Gotta be tougher. Gotta be tough.
She in the jungle, raising children all on her own. Men had the ball and fumble, just kept on doing the wrong. How can she be humble on this block that she so called her home? Had to set her face like a rod just so she can make it home. She kinda humble when that heat comes, she can hold her own. She trying to come up, food stamps at the end of the week is gone. By the time the sun come up, she weak, no sleep, the night is gone. Can't trust nobody, man, she body from anxiety. Hard times, the Lord knows she needs the strength to get them noodles off the stove. Gotta feed them babies, one old enough to hold her down when she dip. Night shifts, double work, a plan to get up out of this is crazy. Every night tears on her pillows asking why. Do she struggle to survive? Gotta be tough and dry them eyes. When them children peek around the corner, she took them covers, hit her face and took it down. Don't want them trouble. She know she gotta be tougher. Every time when she go out, she tryna find her way. Can't put her trust in nobody, cause everybody fake. How can she do it so long, for so long? Gotta be tougher. Yeah. I am your power and I will not change. Here I remain, make the spirit flowing through your veins. And still I reign, sit on flames but don't feel no pain. My magnificent omnipotence all through your planes. Can't be explained, willing to wheel like a gyroscope. It's swerving strange, that's just my angels but I'm they remote. I'm in they brain above the ocean, far up and below. It can't be tamed, Abram, Noah, Abba through the rains. Then through the flames, up in Goshen after Joseph. Then Moses revealed my name. Law was still ingrained, saved you but you still complain. Sent your savior who was killed and blamed. Told Hosea in 4:6, I will forget your children. I wasn't playing, now the Gentiles on your covenant. Every time you sin, they win, you know they loving it. I know you suffering what you had enough of, but I need you rougher than your brothers in the struggle to pull them up about the mud and rubble. Gotta be tougher. How you gonna wake up my people if you ain't been through what they been through? Gotta be tougher. He that endures to the end is getting in, you better get it in. Gotta be tougher. You think my son died for nothing? You like gold dried in the oven. Gotta be tough. See your faces full of tears after they dry, so gotta face your fears. Gotta be tough.
Deuteronomy 28. The curses. Know what I'm talking about? Shalom, Deacon Quadam. Holy Spirit bringing such a powerful track, my brother. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Make sure as you come in, you hit that beautiful like button. Because we're about to go in. Sorry, I came in a little later than the time you saw. Me and AC was working on something in the background to add as an addition to the show. Yeah. Sipping on some of that beautiful watermelon juice. You know I gotta always have something, you understand, that's like a natural Tropicana. You know what I mean? So while I'm sitting in front of this camera. So yeah. You know, we always introduce the lesson, you understand, with our beautiful Hebrew and Bible Academy. So I'm gonna jump right into that so that those who may be new to this channel can understand that we bring it all. We bring it today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, and the next day. And what do I mean by that? Well, Tuesday, you see my ugly self. Today, you understand, with these beautiful scriptures coming out. Tomorrow, you see Elder Rawchaa on our main channel, A Gathering 144. Then Thursday, you're going to see Deacon Hazak right back on this channel, G.O.C.C. Media. Then Friday, Elder comes back, and you need to subscribe because you're going to miss some great things. Shalom, Elder Dale out there. You miss some great things on our Elder's Patreon channel. Man, he was talking about some powerful stuff. I think it was last week. Man. You don't want to miss some of the things that can't be discussed on YouTube. So Friday, we're on A Gathering 144. And like I said, if you want to get the extra, subscribe to the Patreon. Very cheap. You know what I mean? I think it's like $5 a month. And it supports the work. All right. And we talk about some powerful stuff on there. What you see in front of you after the Saturday lesson, because we have Elder Rawchaa from Dallas that comes on, and he usually goes to Rumble from G.O.C.C. Media or Patreon. Sometimes he's on there. So just stay tuned because you don't want to miss it. We all through the week grind and working hard like the ants. Like the Bible talks about the ant. You know how you try to get rid of the ants? You can't get rid of the ants. They just keep going hard in the paint when you're thinking they ain't. That's what we do. Okay, so Saturday we have the Sabbath lesson. The worldwide Sabbath lesson, A Gathering 144, to worship God's Sabbath on that 7th day, which starts Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. So that's why that Friday lesson kicks off that beautiful Sabbath. So you can sit down, have a beautiful dinner with your family on the Sabbath, tell the Most High how grateful you are for Him, rest. You know, if you're able to do it, or if you're coming from work, turn that thing on while you're in that traffic. You know, no matter what you're doing, how you're doing it, if you're up in the mountains, if you're on the elevator, you got your earplugs in, you can listen to the word of the Most High God. Make sure you hit that like button as you come in. So after the Sabbath lesson, we go into something just a little different. Okay. It brings it up a notch when it comes to being studious, okay, and learning. Okay. Learning historical, valuable. I mean, man, this is more valuable than anything we can learn in life. Last week they were talking about some of these cities of Cain, and you know how it can correlate to, you know, cities of Sodom, some of these modern day cities today, and how Cain tried to build walls up around them. I can't give it all away to hide from the curses that was upon him. Man, they go deep into that. They go deep into this world news. Obviously, you know, there is a third world war going on with Iran right now. They talked about a ceasefire and all that, but listen, this war it's coming down. It's raining fire upon the sons of man because of all the evil that's in the earth and the prophecies that must come true to free the children of Israel. Right? They talk about these things. So World News is on there. Not only that, you get to learn the Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew. We're not talking about the Yiddish that they are talking about in Israel today, that they're speaking in Israel today. Nothing against those people. They're just fitting their parts in prophecy, and they have every right to fit their part in prophecy because our forefathers didn't listen, and the Most High said that a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. Someone who's not his actual son, who's going to be doing evil because he's the son of Satan, according to Revelations 2:9, will dwell in our land when we left. I'm not saying all of those people over there are worshiping Satan or have the knowledge of that, but the scriptures are true. Some people are over there doing such things. You will learn about them, that, and more. All right? And I think they're still allowing enrollments, even though it already started. So they will just send you the things that you've missed in the prior weeks, okay? So these are some of the type of lessons that they teach, okay? The fall and rise of Israel, lost books of the Bible, historical background of the Gospels. These are just a few lessons that they teach. They teach different lessons, not only these. A historical background of the Gospels, secrets of the times, which is one of the most powerful lessons that you want to know, because if you want to be able to watch and pray, you must know the secrets of the times. What are the secrets of the times? Well, come in to find out why we are supposed to be on a 364-day calendar, intercalary days, meaning the days that separate those 360 days and more, the seasons, right? Spring, summer, fall, and winter. So you will not fall off the clock of the Most High and have to worship the moon. Come to historytimes.org and enroll. From Noah, Moses to Christ, the Most High did not make a mistake when he sent these men in the earth. And let me tell you, I looked at the whole timeline. I looked at the time they came in the earth, the time they died. It was precise. It was purpose and precise. So when you see us doing what we're doing, the Most High did not bring us in the earth on accident. Whoever man or woman we would come through, our spirit would come through, we're here for a purpose and a reason. Right? So, historytimes.org is where you want to go. And if you don't mind, we always need the support. If you want to support us, please go to gatheringofchrist.org. That is our church channel. Okay? And you go to donate. And they have different sections and slots of how you want to donate or whatever the case may be. Obviously, you can go to $gathering 144 G.O.C.C. Right? And then you have the classes, $G.O.C.C 144 donate. I hope those things are updated. But if they're not, you go to gatheringofchrist.org to be sure. Okay? So, good to see everybody out there today. Good to see everybody out there today. Hope everybody came in and hit the like button so we can send and drive the other traffic here. I can't pay attention to every, just an announcement. I can't pay attention to every question that's in the chat, every scoffer or person who comes in rude. So I pray that Elder Dale or whoever else is in the chat can deal with that. But it doesn't really bother me because guess what? People have their freedom of speech. And as long as they are not in here cursing and using profanity and whatever the case may be, they may hear something in their ears and learn something anyway. So it don't really matter to me. All right. But yes. I want to go in today. It's from really about God's chosen people. Now, I have been wanting to go into this for a few. Thank you, sir. My blessed elder. Is from, I heard, Elder Dale, I heard y'all got a vigilante out there taking out YNs. I'm not saying I condone it, but he out there like a modern day Paul. He was taking out sex offenders and YNs and writing YNK, YN killer. Man, D-Town, Detroit, man, it's something else, I tell you, boy. Listen, just allow them to come to the Most High, Mr. Vigilante Man. Allow them to come to the Most High. But this elder said, he said, listen, we setting it straight. I'm a young killer. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe that. Father, have mercy. Anyway, nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. But it's from about God's chosen people. I don't know how many people know about this show called From. Right? I don't know how many people actually know about this show called From. But just like many other shows, and I'm going to do this, I've been planning on doing this for a while. I'm going to do this on other shows after I watch the whole thing and break it down. At first, I did not want to watch it, but I said, you know what? I thought it was garbage. I thought it was going to be boring. And I said, you know what? Let me give it a try. I really don't like the spooky type of thing, but I'm like, it's a little bit more to it than just being a demonic, scary movie. I'm not really into just watching scary movies and stuff because these things can come through this window or this TV. But I said it's something about something that I don't know of that's telling me to watch it. Because I like to watch things that they are dropping. I love Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, and I notice all of the shows that I watch, it has something to do. Some part of it is going to have something to do with us. Going through some portals and windows and doors. I mean, they got more shows. I'm not going to spoil it because I would actually want to drop it and compare it to the scriptures and show you how, regardless of what the writer is intending and all that, this is showing to a certain degree possibly what is going on in the curses today. I mean, it's so many shows that does this. And I mean, I got them just running through my head right now. But this is a particular one I want to talk about today. This guy you see right here in front of you. Okay. And this is my own version, my own opinion. Some people may see different things and extra things. But this guy here is a sheriff in town right here. Boyd, I think his name is. So we're going to go into it blow by blow, and I'm going to get the scriptures to show you what I'm talking about, to prove it. Okay? He's like a sheriff, and we know the word sheriff came from the Bible because it just means a leader or a governor or mayor or something like a chief. He just so happens to be the black chief over this weird town, Sheriff Boyd. Right? So we're getting ready to go into this thing, and you're going to find it. I feel like you're going to find it interesting. I actually wish I can play some of the videos, but I can't because we are going to get totally we're going to get totally annihilated if we actually play some of the footage from this movie. So AC already told me don't do it. Only show the pictures because I think I did this before. And, I think I did it before. I forget which show I did this with or something. And we got striked and hit really bad. So I'm only going to be able to show certain pictures. So without further ado, let me get ready to go into this because I have a lot of scriptures to go into tonight. Okay, I wanted to come on really, really early. The man in the yellow. We're going to talk about the man in the yellow. Hold up. You already know, Brother Amok. You know we're going to talk about the man in the yellow. All right? We're going to talk about that pimp, that white pimp that's in the yellow. Okay? We're going to talk about it. So, it's from the TV series From, really about God's chosen people is what I titled it today. I have all my notes in front of me, so take time with me. Okay? So, I wanted to go into this because I was asking, can it actually represent on this particular show? Because you got all of the chosen type of shows, and it's so many shows. You got shows in the UK about us, young people with powers and all that. They are showing you exactly. I mean, you got Luke Cage. I mean, we could just go on and on and on and on. Everything is about us. It's like you would think the elite wants us to wake up, but really it's a barometer for them to be able to watch and see who's actually awakened. Okay? But it's no show I can't watch where I don't see that this is talking about the children of Israel in Scripture. So does from represent some of the conditions or the curses that we're in? First off, I want to show you what I think from is mainly talking about. And I'm going to prove it in the Scriptures. I believe from is like the hood. Now, it's not going to show you through the characters. You can't just go off of the characters. I believe from is like the hood or the rat race or the curses or the current condition that the children of Israel are living in. Why? Because they could never seem to get out of the circle, no matter which road that they travel or go on outside of Christ. And I'm saying, why am I'm just going to link them together. So on the show, no matter which road they take, they come back to the same place. In this world, no matter what we're doing in the world, how successful we are, if we don't have Christ, we don't have life. We don't have purpose. We can't get out of our conditions. Even if people have money, they can't even keep a marriage. They can't even keep one man, one woman in the same household. It's always drama all over the place. And if that family can't, the rest of the family can't. And it's always seems to be drama, mess, and it's just a perpetual cycle. So we're going to go into the Scriptures and talk about it. So first, let's talk about it like this. Let's go into it like this. They arrive from different places but become trapped in the same system. That's the first way we're going to compare it. Roads that appear to lead out return them to the same place, like I just said. Their lives become centered on survival instead of purpose. Their lives become centered on survival instead of the purpose of the Most High. Just trying to find out through the social system and network how to actually, in the government system, how just to survive. It reminded me when I was in Egypt, I was like, man, this is like feels like the hood all over again. Seeing these Egyptians trying to survive from what the Most High hit them with after we left that place in ancient Egypt. Us trying to survive off of food stamps, noodles, and all of these low type of situations that we have to do to get by. Darkness brings predatory, and I'm just summarizing really quick before we go into it. Darkness brings predatory beings who manipulate, consume, and terrorize them. Every day this is going on, whether we can see it in the other realm with our eyes or not, because after the sin of Adam and Eve, our spiritual eyes were closed. We're going to go into the Scriptures about all this. It talked about this in Deuteronomy, how if it was daytime, a person would hope it was night. And when it was nighttime, because of everything that goes on in the night, that a person will hope can't wait till it was daytime. So yes, darkness brings towards evil. Midnight hour brings all types of demons out. Right? We're children of the day, not children of the night. Many have forgotten what happened before them. In the show, many of the people have forgotten what happened before them. And it's two characters in there that really remember the most. And I want to refer those two people, the man and the woman, even though she's a woman, to the two witnesses. Like Judah and Israel, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. The two main people in the show remember something. This represents the two witnesses, and I'm going to show you all that. Only a remnant investigates the past. The rest of our people don't care. We're all over the place. We're caught in the devil's flood. Only a small amount of remnant and called or chosen investigate the past. The rest don't care. They're just trying to survive, like we said. Protection is associated with a stone placed near the entrance. We're going to go into that too. The enemy repeatedly tries to convince someone inside to remove the protection. Think about all this if you watch the show. Escape. So, and if you haven't watched it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Escape requires knowledge. The Holy Spirit, the gift that Christ left behind. Escape requires knowledge, remembrance, sacrifice, and the correct path. Their condition cannot ultimately be solved merely by running harder inside the same circle. All black people got to come together. You try to have Martin Luther King, you try to have Malcolm X. Really, all of these things would lead up modern day to the awakening of the true Christ. Not Islam, not all of these alternative religions. Knowledge and remembering comes at a cost. Because listen, I'm going to show you a picture really quick before we go into it. Knowledge and remembering comes at a cost. You see that? When the lady remembered, it came at a cost. Meaning when we wake up, when we try to street preach, when we try to preach the gospel, it comes at a cost. They try to shadow ban us. They try to do you like Kanye or Kyrie Irving. The closer you get to who you truly are, they try to keep you down, hold you down, keep their foot on your neck. Right? So, we're going to go into this. And I want you to remember a word that they say in the show, if you watched it. They were saying a word called Ankui. They kept saying Ankui, Ankui. And my wife brought that to my attention. They were saying Ankui, Ankui, because sometimes I would halfway fall asleep, and she'd be like, wake up. So I had to rewind it. Ankui means to remember. So let me tell you, we're going to go through the scriptures, no different than the lady who Elder had on talking about the Matrix. I think, some other men had it. I can't forget. I don't know what the Wright brothers, I can't forget their names, but, and how she was thinking that, hey, I didn't have nothing to, this didn't have nothing to do with the Bible and this and that. Listen, well, the people who took it over and put it out there has something to do with it, beyond any shadow of a doubt. Whether you knew it or not, it did. So anyway, the word Nkui, this word is repeatedly chanted by creepy, ghostly children in the show. Who are those children? Those children, let me show you. Let me take my time here, because I got a lot of information. Those children, let me see if I can find some of those children. Some of those little creepy children, they were looking creepy. And they got to make them little Edomite children, so they be looking extra creepy. All right? 1 second here. Esau just goes into does different things that we like to do. So, all right. Let me see. Children. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to get that image really quick. There we go. So you have little children in the show. They were saying, remember. You see right here? These little children, they were coming to this sister right here, this Hispanic sister right here, and they kept saying, remember, like, you got to remember. They were trying to tell her to remember, because guess what? She remembered back then that she was a little girl. It's no different than us remembering, hey, hold up. We are the children of Israel. We're kings and queens. We're not slaves. And so that's what they were trying to show you in the show. And I'm going to show you how deep it gets before we continue. I'm going to show you how deep it gets as we go forward. Those children represent the children of Israel, guys, whether one believes it or not. They actually, those children, no different than the children missing on the cereal boxes who's get organ harvested and missing and all that. You're going to find out that in this show, it's very close to the children of Israel. Whether the directors and that they knew it or not, I don't think they didn't know it. I think they wanted to see who can unravel it, like all of the shows we see today. They got to show us things through their little soft white magic, and they're doing it right in front of us. Obviously, they're going to show you little white people so you can never think it's you. No different than they did the image of Christ, the white Jesus with blue eyes. Right? So let's first talk about Boyd. Let's first talk about Boyd. Let's first talk about Boyd, the sheriff or the leader, the tribal leader, the Moses figure. They always have either a soft black guy in the show. Usually is always going to be some soft, gullible, silly black guy. They always got to have at least one of those that Esau is just whipping his behind. But Boyd is not one of them. Okay? Tabitha and Jade. In all of the shows, you always have to have a soft black guy for some reason. Who white women is whipping his behind. Walking Dead, you got big old cats. They just be getting whipped in every show, or they die first. Now Boyd, he goes through a lot as a sacrifice for the people, like no different than Moses or any other leader, right? And everything that goes on, they really look up to him. They don't want to do anything without him. No different than the people told Moses, hey, can you go listen to the Most High? His voice is too strong. It sounds like thunder and lightning, right? So they told Moses to do it. Everything they needed, Moses was that leader for it. Obviously, through Yeshaya. Okay. Now, what are some of the parallels here? Well, Boyd, he leads an unstable congregation through a wilderness, for example. The people complain, and we're going to go through the scriptures, don't worry. The people complain against him. He bears responsibility for their survival. So sometime, like Moses, Boyd has to make some decisions that the people don't even agree with. They wanted to stone Moses. Sometimes they wanted to kill Boyd. He bears responsibility for their survival. And believe it or not, in the show, the little creepy demons you see on the thumbnail, they actually, here's one of them here. Let me see if I can get this guy. They actually, to a certain degree, respect Boyd. This is one of them, looking like Amalek himself. They actually respect Boyd. Okay? It's something about Boyd that they know that they can't touch because of whatever head is on him. Not that he can't be harmed to a certain degree or tested, right? So, another thing is, his own household suffers because of leadership and pressure. His wife in the show is crazy because Moses had a Gentile wife. In the show, Boyd has a Gentile wife. She ends up not being with him through the rest of his mission in the show. But he has his son or whatever the case may be. Right? His son is married to a Babylonian inside the show. Okay? So, yeah, his household had to suffer because of his leadership and his pressure. He sometimes acts in anger or desperation like any leader. When you're leading, everyone who wants to try to lead think it's easy. No, it's not the easiest thing to do. Because you be damned if you do, damned if you don't. Okay? If you say the right thing, they mad at you. You say the wrong thing, they mad at you. If you ain't perfect in their eyes, they're mad at you. Right? He sometimes he enters dangerous places seeking a means of deliverance. He is not afraid to be a frontliner. Moses will be the person going where other people didn't want to go. It's crazy how they show this character, because even before Moses freed the children of Israel, when he was going to war for the Ethiopians and all that, he had to devise a plan to get the serpents and the snakes out of the way to go against the enemy. He went to the mountain to speak to God when the Israelites didn't want to. This is what Boyd does in the show that they show, right? No pun intended. He attempts to keep order among a frightened people. This is what Moses did. The very people he protects may question or rebel against him. Sound familiar, doesn't it? So here we have, in segment 1, I'm going to start, the curses, the town as the curses of Deuteronomy, comparing it to the hood or the curses, right? Everyone thinks they are traveling towards an ordinary destination. After encountering, and we're going to go into this, the fallen tree and taking another road, they enter a town from which every attempted road of escape loops back. So, what is it about this tree? I know people's minds are going crazy in the chat. Well, everyone who runs into the tree of knowledge of good and evil runs into a trap and opens a door of chaos. Just like Eve ran into the tree, obviously she tasted of it, but we're talking about a TV series right now. Everyone who runs into this tree laying down in the road, they end up in the town, Fromville. Check that out. Let me show you the tree in the road. Check that out. We're going to break it down with the Holy Spirit tonight. Yep. Here we go. Here goes that tree. Looky here. You see that tree right there? That's the tree that everyone runs into. Before you know it, they're stuck. They're stuck in a perpetual cycle. In the book of Adam and Eve and the conflict against Satan, the Most High told them that they would not get out of their current condition until 5,500 years. Right? 5,500 years. And Adam didn't know what that meant, but it all started from them eating from the wrong tree, running into the wrong tree. Now, look how they drop it on here. You got to be able to see this stuff. Look. Crazy work. Crazy work. So sometimes people don't want to watch these shows. They try to judge you for watching. Oh, man, you watching this? I don't watch this. Listen, you do what you do in your house. I do what I do in mine. You stay out of my business. Let the Most High judge me. You would not judge me. Because we bringing out some powerful stuff to show you how they use their witchcraft and their television right in front of our face. You got to understand how your enemy work. While you over judging, you have no wisdom that you thought, because you trying to think you just perfect in every way. No. This shows you how the Holy Spirit can tap in. I'm not saying put on some demonic movies, but this is more than that. once again, we're going to go to Genesis 2:17 and talk about this tree. We're going to talk about this tree. Genesis 2. And I have the scriptures on the screen. Thank you, Brother AC. Genesis 2:17. All right. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Thou shalt surely die. As soon as they run into this tree, let me tell you, they get kicked out of normalcy, blessings. They go into this perpetual cycle. When Moses said on the both sides of the mountain, listen, you could get the blessing or the curse, life or death. It was no different than eating from that tree. We're going to talk about it tonight. Right? So, I gotta take my time here. I want to go to Sirach 27:3 really quick. Sirach 27:3. Sirach. I gotta take my time so I can make sure I don't miss nothing. 27:3. As you see on the screen, it says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. So when we decide not to have our house in order, like the prophet 2nd Ezra tells us, and the Most High told us all through the scriptures, our house is going to fall. When Adam listened to Eve, when the Most High said, I gave your wife to listen to you, not for you to listen to your wife. And we're being mature here. Obviously, you listen to your wife and, when she talks to you in matters and understanding. But when it comes down to the last say, the man has the last say is what I'm saying. And if a man cares about what another man says, even though that's not his house, if he cares about what outsiders is talking about when it's his own house, his house shall soon fall. When he allows evil to come in his house and reign, his house shall fall. This is what happened to the children of Israel. When we stop worshiping our God, our house soon fell. Let us go to John 10:1. Let us now go to John 10:1. John 10:1. Right. Let me get that. John 10:1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climb it up some other way, the same as a thief and a robber. So if the actual shepherd is not coming through the normal door, the other person coming through another way is a thief and a robber. Also for us, we think we can get to Christ another way. I remember when the cop they had on, it was a female white cop. One second, let me get her. Right? The female white cop she actually tried to. she kept trying to find a way out. So this white cop here, she kept trying to find a way out. She was like, no, I'm going to get out of here. And they had to pretty much stop her saying, listen, you're not going to get out. What you need to do is you need to come inside, because whatever's coming out in the darkness, it may destroy you. It may kill you. Right? She didn't want to listen. She was wild. Like I said, she was like, listen, I'm going to get up out of this. It's no different than today. Some people think that I'm going to sell drugs. I'm going to hustle like we used to think. I'm going to hustle to get out my condition. I'm going to strip to get out my condition. I'm going to do a sin. I'm going to hit licks. I'm going to thieve. I'm going to rob. I'm going to do whatever to get out my position. That's what that represents. Trying to force your way through another way. Anyone who comes through another door is a thief and a robber. We just read it. It's a series. So she tried to force her way out through another way. Now you're in this, because you ate from that tree too, because you were born into sin with your people. Now you have to get out the same way as the rest of your people. Because we all came in those curses together, whether we like it or not. Even if there's another Israelite born tomorrow, he's born in sin, regardless if he likes it or not. Now to get back where we're truly from originally, he or she has to go through the same door as everybody else. Tell me this show is not talking about and cannot relate to the Bible. Is the series from talking about the children of God? Boy, it's and what I'm unpacking, I'm sure it can be way even more deep. But I'm just starting. Right? So, I want to go to some of Deuteronomy 28. Some of it. Not all of it. Because we can't be here all night. So, because we know most of the curses, a lot of them is talking about in Deuteronomy, of what we're talking about in Deuteronomy 28. Let me see. We're at Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. If thou, who wouldn't want to be covered and showered in blessings, right? If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, blessed shalt thou be in the field, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Now we don't have any of those things. Now we don't have any cattle or any sheep. And I don't need people to say, well, some black people got it. That's when you have no understanding or wisdom. We're not talking about the minute of people who have it. We're talking about our whole kingdom of Israel as a whole. We were the shepherd kings. We were the shepherd kings. Yeah, you see cowboys and a few people who still has it. But as a whole, we're struggling. We're at the bottom. That's what we're talking about. Shalom coming in there. Right? So, what would happen, right, if we didn't listen? Let's go down because we can't read all of it. So, basically, there will be blessings coming to us. One second. We're going to jump down to verse 15 to compare it to the show From, and how once you don't listen, it represents that tree. Why is the tree in the middle of the road? Because there's no more going. There's no more freedom. There's no more peace for you. It's a it's a it's a big log in the road that you can't cross anymore. That's it. Meaning it's the tree represents judgment. So whatever car you were in, you can't cross it. You think you can climb it? No matter what you try to do, you're going to be stuck in the same thing as everyone else. Because now your eyes have so-called been open. That's the evil we're talking about, the judgment. Let's read it in verse 15. Comparing it to the series From, for those who are just coming in. But but it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord your God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. This is no different than what Adam and Eve heard. Do eat from every tree of the garden. Do not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Let's go to verse 16. Cursed, if you don't listen, we're just going through the same thing again. But now as the children of Israel, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Right? Cursed shall thou basket be in thy store. Because guess what? You don't have land to grow your own food to have a full basket. Only a few people do. Right? Cursed shall be the fruit of your body, the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. You will not have any of these things anymore. You will have to depend on the government to get it. Your babies will be shot up with vaccines and all types of pharmaceuticals for the family. It will be over. This is showing this in From, because guess what? They're having to eat the little that they have on the show. It even comes to a point to where the demons end up letting out their cattle. And this shows you how, if you read the book of Job, how things would just keep happening to Job. So the demons, and I tell you a lot of times, like when my cattle get out on a regular, but sometimes it's like, hold up, this is kind of crazy how I would see stuff sometimes. These demons will try to attack you. They showed in the series how the demons at night knew that they were low on substance and that they needed those cattle to get them through. They opened the door and let their cattle out to escape. So we're reading about this in Deuteronomy, how just the good have to suffer for the bad, and we're reading how like things will just start happening. You know what I mean? Because as a whole, our people have to go through this. Cursed, verse 19, cursed thou shalt be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. There's one part I want to get. 1 second. Because I can't read all of the curses here. But, I want you to pretty much get the point. Because, it just goes in and in and in. One second. Let's go to 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High thy God, to keep his commandments and statutes which he commanded thee. You would see the people on From who didn't listen end up letting the enemy inside the house and get destroyed. Notice how everybody who came in and didn't listen and tried to do their own way, they end up getting eaten by the so-called, and what I call them in the show is the Amalekites. I'm going to show you why I call them the Amalekites. If you read the Talmud and you see how these Revelation 2 and 9 people move in some of these circles, drinking blood and all that, and eating human flesh, you'll understand why I'm saying that. You'll understand why I'm saying it. Why Ronald McDonald, because there's a man in the show in a yellow suit, is cannibalizing another man. And then that smile of Ronald McDonald comes on his face, and he has that same yellow suit on. And they talk about eating hamburgers. But isn't there a Revelations 2 and 9 you-wish guy who talked about that there was humans in that meat? And then they'll have a guy with red hair like Esau, with a white face, with blood on his mouth, talking about how much he loves the McDonald's hamburgers, with the Arch of Baal representing this company. I mean, we can go on and on. This is the man in the yellow suit that you see on From. Oh, yeah, listen, we go deep with this thing. Huh? So, one moment. There was something I wanted to get here. I'm probably not going to get it because it may take me too long for that part. So I'm going to continue to move on. So we talked about the curses in Deuteronomy, but I want to go really quick to 1 Thessalonians 5 and 5 really quick. First Thessalonians 5 and 5. All righty. Let's read it. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 5 says what? Ye are the children of light and the children of day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. So when you're out in the dark, if you're not doing righteous things, mature righteous things, trying to stay out the way, obviously trouble is going to try to find you anyway, but it definitely try to find you when you're doing that. The hedge of protection is taken off you because you're tempting the Most High. That's why we can't use the term daredevil. Oh, my son was a daredevil. I was a daredevil. We need to leave that alone because a daredevil represents Esau, who profaned his birthright for red lentil stew because there was bloody stew with meat that wasn't done in there. Esau is a daredevil, meaning he would always do things and upset the Most High because he didn't care about his own soul. That's where daredevil comes from. When you're hanging around a lot of Edomites, you tend to start to learn to be a daredevil as Judah. I'm just telling you, it has nothing to do with faith and bravery. Esau is hanging from the cliff, taking pictures. Esau is jumping in a pool of sharks. And some people will say, well, they just don't have fear. No, it's a thing where Christ said to the devil, man shall not tempt the Most High. Talking about the angels protecting you. The angels protect you, right? The angels protect you. Like if you're building a house or something, you're doing something honest. You probably was going to fall. The angels protected you from falling. But you didn't try to tempt the Most High. It would just make going to be an accident. And I'm still not saying accidents don't happen. But the whole deal is, if you try to run in front of cars playing around and see if you can get hit, and you get hit, the angel said, I'm not protecting you because you're tempting the Most High. We are not children of the Gentiles, the nations. We should not learn the way of the heathen and do stupid things, silly things, because that's not Jacob. I had to learn when I was in Boy Scouts. Man, I was doing all of these white boy things, and it's not racist. It's the truth. The things that they do don't mean I should be doing them because it says Jacob was a smooth man dwelling in tents. Don't mean he didn't hunt. Don't mean he didn't do certain things. But you have to be wise with your life because Esau is careless about his own soul and his birthright. Every word they use is using profanity. I don't have to go into it all. You guys know what I'm talking about. since the old days, you can watch Game of Thrones. They've been using profane language from even the old days. On Game of Thrones, everything has something to do, some word is sexualized. Their whole conversation is about that. So we're not children of darkness. We're children of the light. Right? And on this show, what does that mean? You don't come outside at night because it's evil out there waiting to totally destroy you. On that show, what does it represent? For us not to get involved in evil at night or darkness even when we're walking in the daytime. You can do darkness even when it's daylight outside. So just stay away from evil in general is what I'm saying. Right? Nothing against Esau. Because once Esau learns to follow the Most High God and gets away from his God, Satan, because that's their God, unfortunately, the God of the Shashu, and he comes to the Most High, he's fine. But he has to want to do it. Every person must search out for his own soul and salvation. Okay? So, yeah, you can't be trying to do some craziness and then talking about my angels are going to protect me. No. You better use some wisdom and get some counsel before you go on a crash dummy mission. You finna become like Esau. Straight up. If that's an emotional mission and there's no wisdom involved, don't think the Most High is protecting you. So that's and this is a fact. All right. So spiritually, this resembles the people born into a cursed social condition. They are told that success is just around the next corner, like the pastors always say, God gonna bless you. Yet many generations travel in the same circle, and they can make all the money in the world. They can have all the material things. They're still not happy because they don't have purpose, and they don't know how to get their people out of the condition. They've made it, but they know in their conscience they haven't made it because their people are not out of their position. Just like in the show From. One person can't leave and go back through that tree. There's a tree on there, again, that you can climb through, and it took them back through a portal into the normal world. But that usually when somebody leaves, they don't want to leave everybody else behind, so they want to go back and tell everybody else how to get out. Yeah. Because I think Tabitha is the one who left and then came back. She like, listen, I got to get back and tell everybody else how to get out. My family is still there. This is how this thing works, guys. Let me give you some examples. You could be rich and have it all, but your people still in poverty. Violence, broken families, addiction, imprisonment, fear, mental torment, labor without lasting, inheritance, enemies benefiting from their work, loss of nationality and heritage. So you can't really even enjoy what the Most High blessed you with sometimes, knowing your people are still out there. So that's why this is a great work. That's why it's a great work to do charity, to give back, share knowledge, try our best to help our people. Right? So, we're going to go to segment 2. They cannot escape until they return. Return back to what? To the Most High's commandments. Get baptized, repent. All of this is in From. Notice how they all try to get out. No one can ever get out. And we're going to get to why. Right? So, the town cannot be defeated only by learning how to survive another night. That's how we living in the hood, right? In the same way, Israel's answer is not simply learning how to survive the curse. The answer is repentance, remembrance, obedience, and returning to Christ. Right? So we want to go to Deuteronomy 30:1. Deuteronomy 30:1. Deuteronomy. Let me get it for you guys. Chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God had driven thee. That's why Tabitha in the show kept saying, I remember. Victor is in the show like a little kid left alone, drawing little pictures. He's always drawing little pictures, putting the pieces of the puzzle back together. Huh? Yeah, out of the mouth of babes. Listen, he was putting them things back together, starting to remember. Right? That's how he remembered the man in yellow, which represents the devil. And now we remember the devil don't only represent the devil. He represents the devil and his workers and his minions and his people who work under him. He has fallen angels with him, demons with him, and he has a physical people representing him. This is like it is on the show. So we're going to get to that. Excuse me. Verse 2 says, and thou shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. Thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul. So the more they started to remember on the show, Tabitha and the other guy, I keep forgetting his name, these represent the two witnesses, like I said. The more the two witnesses started to remember, the closer they got to getting out of the show. And it took sacrifice. It took sacrifice, guys. So let's go to verse 3. Then the Lord thy God will turn your captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee. Then you're going to be able to escape from. We're going to show you later on in the show how some of this happened. Oh yeah, listen. We're going to make it happen for you. Don't worry about it. We got you. Just trying to take my little time, because I can't go through all of the scriptures or we'll just be here forever. Or I have to do a part 2. Right? So we got that part, because there's so many scriptures that says the same thing about confessing and being contrite and coming back to the Most High. I really want to show that Christ is that only door out. Okay? That you can't come through another door, basically. And I hope I can I'm glad I don't have to go through all of that, because I just really want you to get the main picture of what I'm talking about as you're watching it, or if you didn't watch it, you'll see. Segment 4, we're talking about the stone at the door that represents the rock. I'm going to drop it on you. Real quick. You know, that's why you got to get in that Hebrew and Bible Academy to learn that Hebrew. So we have a stone here. I want you to pay attention to the stone and tell me what y'all see. What do y'all see on the stone, guys? What type of writing do you see on the stone? What type of writing do you see on the stone? Hebrew, right? Right? Hebrew, huh? Okay. So we're going to break down what that actually means. All right? I'm going to show you. I know exactly what it means. I uncode. That's my talent. I uncode things. I break out of things. Always been my talent to know that there is a way out. Since a little child, I knew that there's a way. When someone else thinks it's not a way, I always knew there's a way, and I make a way every time. So, and it takes time, but I know that there's a way. Okay? You just got to stay on that road and that path. So, let's show you. One we're going to talk about right now is the stone and how Christ is the light. The doorpost or talisman is what I got right here. And I'm going to show you how we already know in the scriptures, and we're going to go into that, how Christ is the rock. Christ is the rock. 1 Corinthians 10 and 1 through 4. We can get it really quick. Just real quick. Just for the new people. Let's get it. 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. That way we already have it. Sorry, I'm just eating those little barbecue things there. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. So, let's get it here. That rock was Christ. This is a talisman rock that they put on every door to protect them from the demons that come from underground. Who was hiding underground? Who was found underground in the sewers in New York? Who's underground in these parts of Gaza, in these underground cities from California to New York? Who's underground, people? Who has underground bunkers? Underground tunnels? Demons. Amalek, Revelation 2 and 9 people. We know who. All of them. Who's underground even deeper than that they communicate to? In other realms that they have to use magic and all that to communicate with. We know who. Fallen angels, demons. That rock was Christ. The light is Christ. So, let me get something for you. One, let me get just a tradition that they do. Why do Jewish, they call them Jews, but I have to read it correctly. Why do Jewish put mezuzah on their doors, meaning the tradition explained? This little thing you see on the door here is something they use to protect them. We're at theisraelstore.com. Walk through any, first paragraph says here, walk through any Jewish neighborhood and you'll notice something peculiar. Almost every door frame a small slanted case, often beautifully designed with a Hebrew letter visible on it. This is a mezuzah, and it's not a decoration. For centuries, Jewish have affixed mezuzahs to their doorpost as a powerful symbol of faith, protection, and identity. I'll skip the identity part, but why? What's the story behind an ancient tradition? And why do Jews continue to follow it today? Right? What is a mezuzah? A mezuzah isn't just a decorative case that you see. The real star is the scroll inside, parchment, handwritten, trained scribe, with two passages from the Torah, Deuteronomy 6 and 4 through 9, and Deuteronomy 11 through 13 through 21. These verses include Shema, a central prayer declaring the oneness of God. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Okay? Why put it on the doorpost? The commandment to place mezuzah comes straight from the Torah. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Deuteronomy 6 and 9. Now, because we're not in the land, I'm not saying you can't, write commandments or stuff on your doorposts. But mostly where you want to have them is here now. This is your door now where you want to have those commandments. In your mind is where you want to have those commandments, studying them, following them. Now, if you put them on your physical door, there's nothing wrong with that either, of anointing your house, obviously. But I wanted to bring the correlation of why on from they had this rock, which represents Christ. Now, they always have to bring a little evil with the good. So don't think every time you watch a show, they're just going to show you everything on point. No, remember, Satan must come as an angel of light. They be showing you like these so-called social media people, you understand, and things like that. Like, what's the guy's name with the bald head who they just arrested? Who talks like an Alex Jones in Europe somewhere? What's the guy's name? Famous guy. He got his behind him whipped in boxing not too long ago. Talks a lot of crap. Anyway, I forget his name, but I'm talking to Rock. I'm like, I knew this guy didn't get arrested. It's a bunch of garbage. He talks about the elite and everything going on in the world, and then they act like they're arresting this guy. It's like, come on, man. I forget the guy's name. I think it starts with an A. Andrew Tate. Yeah, he's working with them people. I've been knowing it for years. Right? Oh, thank you very much. Oh, let me move this out the way since you got that blessed Lions. Oh, that's hibiscus? Oh, man. Okay, well, that's hibiscus. I hope I don't get sleepy. Thank you, though. We sipping red, feeling fed. Okay. So, anyway, let's get back to it. The rock represents Christ. The light represents Christ, okay? Let us continue. Go to my next link here. usjewels.com. I want to show you what else you see on the talisman. Excuse me. On this talisman, you also see some Masonic compass. Look at the talisman sideways. I don't think I can flip it sideways. So look at the talisman sideways, and you're going to see how they used the little arms in the head, how that's upside down. Well, going through the middle, you see a compass with the sun. So like I told you, they also have to put Masonic signs in there as well. One moment, let me get it for you. They also have to put and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. The compass sun, we're at usjewels.com, has, in quadrant, and in most jurisdictions, a square past master is the term used to indicate Freemason that has been master or head of a lodge in the past. This is what you are seeing right there. The little sun right there, that's exactly what you're seeing there. Now, you probably can't see it, but I'm going to show you and prove you. Like I said, you probably can't see it, but I'm going to show you. Do we want that? Not yet. 1 second. Let me see. Can I get that exact picture? Because I got to see, can I get that exact? There we go. There we go. You probably can't see it, but now you can see it. You see the little sun above the little protractor in the compass? Now you can see it on the stone. That's what you see going through the middle, horizontally. Oh, listen, I can unscramble the code with the gift of the Holy Spirit. All right. I might be quiet, but listen, I don't try to be in front of everything, knowing everything. But trust me, I can unscramble that code. It don't take me too long. So that's what you're seeing going through. You got the sun at the top, just showing horizontally, and you got the Masonic symbol sitting right there. That's what you're looking at right there. All right. So they had to slide a little evil in there because don't forget, we're dealing with the tree of good and evil. But if you didn't look at it with any evil, just for the purpose of focusing on the show, let's take the evil part out. They have to put that to show you that they are the ones who was in charge of dropping this stuff on these shows. But if you didn't look at it like that and just focused on the rock being Christ, let me show you something. We showed you why the Jewish people put it on their door. So I didn't went blow by blow for everything to show you about all of this. Now, let's go here. Wikipedia, Phoenician alphabet. We want to show you the little letter that looks like an E, but really it means window. When you're looking at this rock here, it has a bunch of ha's on it. How you got ba, ga, da, ha. All of these things that look like E's they represent in that part of the alphabet a window. It's not saying window in Hebrew. The letter itself represents window. So when you see these little E's on there, really it's like little windows, but that's just the ancient Phoenician alphabet. But under that E, you see the little orange with the head. That also is ha. I'm going to show you. That also represents that letter. I'm going to show you here. I'm all over the place, but let me get it. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Let me get it. Please. There we go. There you guys go. So when you look here, you have the origin. You have Egyptian hieroglyphs, Proto-Sinaitic, Proto-Canaanite. All right, this is what they call it all. And if you go, you got the Samaritan, the Aramaic, you got the Hebrew, the Syriac, the Parthian. We want to go down to, all right, the ha, the little E part. If you look, I'm going to try to bring it up for y'all. If you look, see now you're going to know that what you're looking at is on point. If you see the ha, look at the little E right in front of you with the little man you see that little man? That little man is the little man you see here. Right next to where it says window or jubilation. Okay? So you're looking at ha. If we go this way, right? You got the Hebrew once again. That letter is ha. Ha represents, let's bring it back to you, right here, window. We understand window to be portal. You can look at window as just a basic window of this letter, but they wrote window on this stone as portal or door. Okay? They put this on their door for protection. Okay? So that's just what I wanted to drop on you really quick so you can know everything. When you're a Hebrew, you want to know it all. So when I saw that stone, I'm like, somebody can automatically say, is that the name of the Most High? Because guess what? I get it. You try to read it by the circle. but it's not. I looked it up. Right? It's like how they try to show light versus darkness, yin and yang, on earth as it is in heaven. That's what they're trying to show here. While they have it, but whoever designed this was cold with it, because they have the little man that you see here. Look, you see the little man on the left of the ha, when you know where it says window of jubilation. It's to my left. If you look all the way to the left, the little man. So they got the little man going up and down vertically. How can I do that? They would have it going up and down vertically. I can't do it like that, but right. And then through the horizontally, they have the Masonic symbol with the sun. And they just have ha going all around it, window. Okay? So that's what you're seeing there, that ha. All right? They try to like distort and try to confuse you, but that's what you're seeing. And the little human can very well mean going through the window while they have it on there. Yeah, as above, so below. Right, exactly. So as you see, the little human can very well mean going through a window or opening another window. So this rock has more meanings than just what we think here. It's not just so in one thing they want to show you a little clue that, hey, this has something to do with the Hebrews. And they also want to show you it's a rock that protects you from the demons outside. But then at the same time, they want to show their symbol that, hey, this is, when they bit that fruit of the tree of good and evil. That's what you're seeing right here. Right? So it's a lot going on in this rock. They like to kill two birds with one stone. No pun intended, as we see on the screen. But let's stay focused, though. I wanted to show you everything on the rock. But I want you to stay focused about the rock representing Christ. But I wanted to show you both sides of everything. The rock represents Christ. So we went into the scriptures to show you that the rock represents Christ. Right? So, with that stone on the door, no evil can get through. With your mind being any evil thought that tries to come in, you bring it under the captivity of Christ, no evil can come in. Right? So we can go to Isaiah 28:16. It says, the Lord lays in Zion a tried stone, a precious cornerstone for a sure foundation. Okay? Or we can go to Psalms 118:22. Let's go there. Psalms. Powerful lesson. Psalms 118. And 22. The stone which the builders refused is become the headstone of the corner. Right? That stone is Christ. And we're going to go to Psalms 91. Really quick, just to bring it home. Psalm 91. Let's read it. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Most High. If you're following the commandments, you're going to be under his hedge of protection. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, from the noisome pestilence. It's crazy because on the show at night, these demons will screech and scream at night. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler. That rock, talking about Christ. They're really trying to show you the rock represents Christ, and that they can attack whoever they want to if you're not under Christ. So they'll show you, But they know everybody. They know everybody will not make it in. So they put it out there anyway because they know everybody ain't going to listen. They like people can talk all they want to, but they'll be no different than when that spirit jumped on that brother in the book of Acts. Oh, yeah, we going to be okay. We going to do this and do that. Yeah. You have people who you tell this stuff to, and they'll tell you, man, we going to be just fine. Oh, yeah, Christ going to save us. Christ ain't finna save you because you ain't following him. So them demons going to jump right on you talking all that crap. They're going to be like, I know Christ, I know Paul, I don't know who the hell you are. Huh? So these are people who claim they're going to be all right when Christ comes, as if they just confident and know, oh, my God. And they rolling up blunts, fornicating, eating unlawfully, but talking about Christ going to protect me. Like you going to make him or something. Do you know, have you read the scriptures to know how he gets down? These are the people who he gonna cover, the obedient. He said, I'm gonna give grace. I give grace to the humble, but I resist the proud. Let's go to verse 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. If you're following his ways, his truth. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day. So yeah, war, whatever's out there, guns, shootings, whatever. Whether now when we grew up or in the near future when it gets worse. They show this on From. Every time on night is total evil. Demons are coming out to total destroy and annihilate. So if you got the rock of Christ on your doorstep physically in the show, you will protect it. And their job, they would come to the window. They would come to the window, guys. Right? Let me see. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. I really wish I could have showed it, but I can't. Some of y'all who know already. Let me see. Trying to bring the picture for the people who ain't watch it. There we go. So this is a little, demon who will come out as an angel of light at nighttime. They would come to your window. I don't care if you was on the bus, wherever. You put that rock on there. You got Christ on there. They can't come in. See what I'm saying? So the whole deal is they would come to the window. She got flowers, like she trying to flirt with dude. And see the demon trying to come in any way. She coming in with one dude, this demon here. She acting like she trying to fornicate with dude. Believe it or not, she actually gets in and tries to fornicate with dude. And then turn into a whole demon like was on Don't Be a Menace in South Central or Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Oh, no, you ain't going nowhere. That's how this demon came through. Yeah, you look good. See, it came looking fine to him. It came looking fine to him like, yeah, when are you going to take me out? So the person's mind was focused on the flesh. And this demon started to appear to him as something good, and he let it in. So you got to think on the show, they're showing physical, but you got to think spiritual too. She might be fine, but I tell y'all about the dump truck. She going to dump all the problems and the trauma on you. And before you know it, you done let her in, and all of her misery, her trauma, and all of the things that comes with her life, you got to deal with now. Huh? And before you say, listen, you ain't going to tell your man, you ain't going to tell nobody, because I got a woman. Listen, she going to tell the woman, she going to tell everybody, because now she wants you to be hers. She want, you to be her company, because misery loves company. So they would come to the window. They would come to the window and want you to let them in. Huh? They would come to the window and want you to let them in. But boy was like, nah, we ain't having it. Satan comes as an angel of light. Huh? Verse 6. Verse 6. Nor for the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, for the destruction that wasted at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right, but this shall not come nigh thee. So if you stay in that house, If you stand in the holy place with the rock, you're going to be just fine. They tried to show all of this on this show, guys. Look, let me show you something. Let's go to verse 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Those who decide to go outside at night, and we're talking spiritually, and think that they can handle the wicked, they can handle their sin and temptation and get close to it, the demons destroyed them in the show From. Crash dummies. Blocked out the eyes of heaven. And it can happen to anybody. That's why we just got to stay strong and stay watching the word. Encourage and pray for one another. This dude in that window, look, he probably ain't never got no good looking honey in school. Man, that demon came dressed up with that makeup. Like a total witch. And in his mind, he thinking about she probably looked just like the girl he probably wanted back in the days. And he let it sink in. That's how brothers be. Let me tell you, brothers, they got total witches out here right now. Deacon Natazarah sent it in the leaders chat earlier in Houston. Total witches. They educated and all that. They done went to college and all that. And they numb your hole, they rake you. They will rake your butt like some leaves. They will numb your hole and rake your butt like some leaves. Like they were talking about on Tina Turner. They will rake you like some leaves. They will put you in a compost pile and decompose your behind. You will be filled with arthropods and spiders and everything before you broken down, brother. I'm going to tell you right now. So, we talked about the creatures coming as an angel of light. And how the enemy he's not gonna come looking like a boogeyman. So in the show, they all come. It's crazy how in the show, right? They all come looking like, look here. Look in the show. They all come looking like little proper tailored white people. Little preppy white people. Look at my dude right here. He got on a preppy suit. He got on this little white dude at the bottom. He got on a little preppy suit. Look at her who came to him. She got on a little preppy, moral. Like, listen, on this show, the little white girl that the yellow man turned into, the devil shape shift into her. She comes like a little preppy white girl, sitting there drinking moonshine with an old dude. I'm like, what's finna happen with this picture? This girl is talking about she lost her daddy playing the victim. She's sitting there drinking with a dude who old enough to be 2 grandpas to her. I'm like, what's finna happen with this little white girl? This is getting weird right here. She's sitting there drinking moonshine, getting dude drunk. But she came preppy. So just like in this world, how the you-wish people and these corporate people try to come preppy, but they Masonic lodges and halls, and they'll try to say, oh, the Knights of Columbus is not really a Masonic thing, it's really because we couldn't represent the Catholic Church in that way. Man, crap. Still the same thing. They try to come holier than thou, angel of light, but they be total demons inside. Because they do anything to stay on top of Jacob. You know how many Esau I know that's in the freaking gym taking steroids? They do magic to stay on top of Jacob. They take steroids to stay on top of Jacob. I'm watching Jacob whip behind his children all online. They got this one little child wrestling that was doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu on the child. The white lady pulls him off because he's beating her child in the match. If you don't want him to come to the match and get his arm broken, don't put him in at 7 years old. But Jake was whipping behind. They do all of these things. Listen, it's no offense to them. This is what they do. Esau is a daredevil. He will put chemicals in his body to catch up with Jake. He will drink blood and deal with organs and all of that to stay young like Jake. He will do these things. We can't be that way, and we have fallen for it. So when we eat of that tree, like on From, they run into that tree, you're going to get into that cycle until you come through the door of Christ, or you will not get out. And just like you come into church and you don't like the way the elders teach or what they say and this and this, listen, don't come here for that. Talking about you don't like how we said it or what we say and how we teach. Listen, go somewhere else for that. I'm not here for you to like how I teach. I teach the word of the Most High, and another man gonna teach it different, and so would you. You're not here to like me or like how I teach, but you're gonna respect me. Because guess what? When you don't respect, like the scripture says, see who didn't respect Moses and all the teachers and the prophets and what happened to them. The Most High will deal with us. Trust me. Right? So let's continue here. People be thinking you actually supposed to care. I don't like. Hey, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do better? Not that we can't take constructive criticism, but you got some people who just, if you ain't teaching it for that one person that's in class a certain way, yeah, they don't listen. Skedaddle. Or go start your church and teach the way you want to teach. Period. Our people, listen, we be having nothing and trying to say something to somebody. Ain't built nothing, don't know nothing, but we got all the answers. The Most High resists the proud and give grace to the humble. What's the difference between the rest of the people that's doing it and you don't want to do it? Because you don't follow man, right? But you follow man for the paycheck. I bet you that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, let's go to 2 Corinthians 11 and 13 really quick. I got a lot of old people who like me. They say I'm old school. I was raised by my grandpas in that era. So that's just, they was real and they was raw and they were just straight to the point back then. I'm not like the new YNs. We already did that phase. But we didn't call ourselves all that crazy mess. I'm a YN. Of course, you're black. I'm a young Negro. That's a whack name. Like, I'm a YN. Is that supposed to be a superhero or something? Lord have mercy. We just handle business. We stood on principles and handle business. I don't need a name. You don't got to call me Crip, Blood, nothing. I'm a man who stand on godly principles and handle business. And the YNs, they might want to be careful out there. Don't go to Detroit. Whatever OG Paul is out there, do it. Listen, the modern day Paul is out there. He's like, listen. He like, somebody got to put these youngsters in line. So he lining them up on the forehead, putting YNK. Lord have mercy. It's time for, maybe something saying it's time for y'all to come to Christ. So, 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. Second Corinthians 11 and 13. Hit that like button if you're just coming in. We're going to bring it tonight. If you didn't watch the show in the beginning, you might want to take it back because we still going to be dropping it. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into apostles of Christ. What did they really look like on the show? Huh? Watch this. This is, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. Better yet. What? Okay. I mean, and if they scratched you on From, if one of them demons scratched you, that was it. I want you to see how they really looked. This is how they really looked when they turned into something else. Right here. Like this little lady down here. That's how they really looked. So when my dude thought he was about to get some play. So look, you see how she looked? Look at that little red scene right there. How she really looked. First she was looking like she, like she had a little prettiness to her. Then she turned into a straight demon on my boy. Now look over here. See how the dude right here thought he had him a little play? That was it. It was over for him. Then she started looking like that. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into apostles of Christ. Don't we see that every day, like on From? False pastors, false teachers, thieves, hustlers, pimps, robbers. We are going through the same thing they showing on From. Lord, have mercy. Right? So, you got Revelations 13 that talks about that too, where it talks about the second beast looking like a lamb but speak like a dragon, coming as a wolf in sheep clothing. My goodness. I want to show you this guy here. Where's this guy? The man in yellow. I don't know why it's not erasing. The man in yellow. Excuse me. Who? I forgot I had this tea right here. Got this beautiful tea. I need it. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. All right, check this out. Here goes the man in yellow, like the Ronald McDonald. Ronald McDonald had that. They got this thing going around now saying Ronald McDonald, when he was around, children was missing. I don't know how true it is, but you know what I mean. This guy comes on here when this thing is going around on the internet. He eats Tabitha's husband, eating the guts, by the way, no different than a lion or a beast would. Showing you what? When they're eating the guts, what is that showing you? Organ harvesting. Revelations 2:9 people like to take the organs. So we don't necessarily know who we really dealing with. Whether they're eating them because they're not human, Amalek, whatever, or putting them on their bodies, taking medicine to live longer. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, it represents the Revelations 2:9 people all day. Beyond any shadow of a doubt. You have on the screen here, okay, him shape-shifting into this little girl. What does this represent? The spirit that comes in you from the Testament of Solomon. If it comes to men, it looks like a woman, but it's really a male demon. If it comes to women, it comes to women like a man, but it's really a female demon. This is what you're looking at in front of you, how Satan, the hermaphrodite spirit, the Baphomet, likes to play. Male and female parts. He turned himself into a little innocent girl. Weird. Straight weird. I mean, this dude was straight. What do they call that? When you can overflex. It's I forget what it's called. Let me tell you, this dude was flexing his arms all the way back and just shape shifted from a straight dragon man into this young girl. Look at her. Look at him. I want you to see your boy right here. And notice how in all the shows, Satan always look the same. Look at the little men in black look. This is how you know this Amalek. They said some of these CIA agents had all black eyes. So you're looking at Amalek here. Look. Her eyes just got, you know what I'm talking about? Straight dark. Yeah. He eats the body. There's blood around his whole mouth, and you could tell they wanted that to be seen. You can tell they wanted that to be seen, and the only person that looks like that outside of that is Ronald McDonald, where they say that there's human flesh in those burgers. Oh, we dropped it on you. We dropped it on you. Look at his mouth. Yellow suit. Now they're gonna say that, oh, Ronald McDonald was made from the clown and all this. Listen, the clown mouth have nothing to do with makeup, okay? It have something to do with eating human flesh. Have nothing to do with makeup at all. Have something to do with blood all around the mouth. That's what it's about. All right? So I wanted to show you that she ate this guy. Where's her husband? This guy that you see right here, that's Tabitha's husband. Right? He ate him. Okay, that's what he does. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let me show you how this happened in the book of Jasher. That Satan can shapeshift and turn into other things and morph into other things. We're going to go to Jasher 23. Jasher 23 and 25. Let me get it. Thank you, AC. Jasher. He makes it so much easier for me. Right. Jasher 23 and 25. We are there. And whilst Abraham was proceeding with his son Isaac along the road, Satan came in and appeared to Abraham in the figure of a very aged man. He likes to come as an angel of light. Humble, right? It says, Satan came and appeared to Abraham in the figure of a very aged man, humble and of a contrite spirit. And he approached Abram and said to him, art thou silly or brutish, that thou goest to do this thing to thy only son? Because, why would he come like that? Because it was a thing to respect the elders' advice. Right? Yeah. It was a thing to respect the elders' advice. Now let's go to Jasher 23. And 30. Let me see. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go to Jasher 23. Let me see. How do we get back to it? I'm clicking on my notes and everything. All right, so let's go to Jasher 23 and 28. And and Abraham heard this and knew that it was the word of Satan, who endeavored to draw him aside from the way of the Lord. But Abram would not hearken to the voice of Satan, and Abram rebuked him, so he went away. So the whole deal is, in the show, this young girl here who Satan turns to in the show. She's going around to manipulate people and to deceive them. Excuse me. That's what she's going around to do. Some people she actually is able to manipulate. One black guy who got his eye put out on there actually says a prayer. When he says a prayer that he won't follow anymore because he got tricked the first time, it gets dark outside. But he still dies, but it gets dark outside. What were they trying to show when the young black guy said the prayer and then he was killed by Satan? They were trying to show Christ, but they're showing it through his people. No different than it says Christ was hung on a tree. His people are also hung on trees. So when they killed the black guy, when they killed the black guy in the show after he said a prayer, everything got dark. What happened after the Romans killed Christ? Everything got dark. They show it all in the show, guys. So that's what she's doing the whole time. She's going around to deceive. She's going around in this little dress like a little nerdy little proper girl who don't cause any harm, like a Karen, right? But she's bringing total destruction and chaos. So let's go back to verse 28. We're going to go to 29 now. And Satan returned and came to Isaac, and he appeared unto Isaac in the figure of a young man, comely and well favored. Comely and well favored. Right? No different than the show you're looking at right now. You got this little girl here, comely and well favored. Look like she wouldn't harm anybody. Look like she just wouldn't harm nobody. Look at her. She wouldn't harm anybody. She had on this little proper hold up. You know, I got to make sure the internet be showing some crazy stuff sometimes. I got to make sure everything is on on point on this thing here. Yeah, I think we're good there. So that's her. Listen, she even goes back to put the suit back on. They was hiding the suit in the show and all that. That's how important that yellow was. Fire! See, they put fire. Oh, man. This is the little guy right here who represents like a little angel, who's always talking to the man in yellow that, that he's not going to win this time. Okay? So you gotta have good and evil. Now look at the man in yellow right here. He got yellow all right there. I'm going to show you something. Well, really, it's on the thumbnail. Really, it's already on the thumbnail. I'm going to show you what you see. You see that? Red hair represents Esau. On the mouth represents blood, eating blood. White face represents Edom, pale skin. Yeah, no melanin. This is what you're looking at right here. The man in yellow. They dropping on y'all. All right. So we show that Satan shapeshifts in real life. Even in the book of Adam and Eve, in the conflict against Satan, he shapeshifted and act like he was him and his angels was acting like, praise the Lord. They came to Adam and Eve and Adam like, hold up. That can't be the Most High angels. Adam thought it was, you know what I mean? Adam like, hold up. I know the Most High told us we ain't finna get back in the garden till down the line. What's going on over here? Right? Satan is the deceiver, going about as a roaring lion, seeking who he can devour. Just like on the show at night. They seeking who they can devour. Who's simple coming out at night into trouble. You trying to go to the club and I was just trying to find my, the love of my life. Oh, you're going to find, the love of your life. You're going to find the love of your life, not a woman. When something crazy happened to you, the love of your life going to mean you love your life. And you ain't going to want to do that no more, hopefully. That's the type of love of your life you're going to find. Yeah. So, we're almost at the end here. Because I can't go through every little thing. But I wanted to talk about the Valley of Dry Bones for the closing section. On the show, first let's read it. Ezekiel 37 and 1 through 14. Is it 1 through 14? Yeah. Ezekiel, almost done here. Thank y'all for bearing with me today. To show you how from is talking about the children of Israel. Not in every moment, but in most of it. Ezekiel. All right, here we go. Thirty-seven. 1. Y'all ready? And the hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord. When it talks about carrying them out, either they're going through a portal, or they're dreaming and the Most High is taking them out, and they're traveling that way. Okay, they could be still up on their bed or whatever the case may be. All right, but they're going through another realm. And set me down in the midst of a valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, all right, and to see, behold means to see, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord God, thou knowest, like only you know. Again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Most High God unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and will cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live, and you shall know that I am the Lord. This is talking about the children of Israel coming back to life, walking around off of crack cocaine, drugs, all types of drugs and paraphernalia, all types of evil, fornication, robbery, violence, everything that we would get if we did not listen when Moses told us on that mountain, choose life or death. So basically, he would bring us back out. Now, why am I, go to verse 11. Let's do that. Let's go to verse 11 really quick. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off. Can't nobody do nothing for us. We ain't going to do nothing. We got to go do it another way. Every time they tried to do it another way, it didn't work. Check it out. And ye shall know, verse 13, and ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. So basically what I want to show you is, hold up. We got to go down really quick. This is how I told you Tabitha and the other guy, I'll keep forgetting his name, are the two witnesses. Because it was only two they were focusing on in the show that were having dreams and remembrance of things for the most part. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for the Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel. The two witnesses in the show are the man and the woman who kept remembering that they were from that place. Verse 17, and join them one to another in one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. Watch this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. So, let me get it. Okay, let's get it. Watch this. Okay, now. Who do you see? Two people, Tabitha and Jade, representing Ephraim and Judah. Okay, the northern and southern kingdom coming together. After being in the truth, we will prophesy. Bring the children of Israel into one stick. Tabitha and Jade, in the show, they didn't always like each other in the show. You know what I mean? Jade was at odds with a lot of the other people. They came together for the greater cause, and they said, listen, I think I know how to get out of here. The only way to get out, we have to uncover the bones. The more they remembered, they realized how they were going to get out, guys. And they knew they had to make a sacrifice, and this brother was willing to die to be able to accomplish this. He was willing to die to be able to accomplish it. Now, what did they do? Let's find out. Let's go back here. What do you see in this show right here? This is where the bones were buried under the foot of the Revelations 2 and 9 people. That's what I'm calling them in the show from, because that's how I know this who they are. They were buried under the foot of people who control our people today. They slept in that same cave. Okay? Yeah, the Revelation 2 and 9 people on the show slept in the same cave. The people who eat blood and drank blood, they was in this cave and these bones was buried right under them. Their foot is on our neck as a nation under the curses because we didn't listen to the Most High. And these bones represent the valley of dry bones, the missing children who they take all the time. And they sacrificed and finally went under there, even knowing that they might die, to uncover these bones for the rest of the people in the From neighborhood to get out. And when they tried to do this, the people started to wake up. Meaning the little demons started to wake up. Right? Now I want to show you what they have on here. Now we know what I showed you on the talisman earlier. They got Jade and Tabitha, the two witnesses. You got day and night right there. Okay? And you got the cave with the door or the window. So they got, like I told you, they have more than one meaning. They have more than one meaning to the talisman. It's a show meaning. It's a spiritual meaning. It's a Masonic meaning. All right. So As they try to dig up the bones, what happens? Shall we? I'm going to show you what happens. They try to dig up the bones. They dig up the bones. As soon as they dig up the bones, the little demonic monsters or Revelations 2 and 9 people try to come and attack them. And they try to get pulled up to a tree because they moved the tree from the hole that's blocking it. Meaning they finally uncovered the truth. Now they're trying to get up to the light that's coming through the tunnel. The light represents Christ. The light is shining through the tunnel. When they get ready to get eaten by the demons, the light starts to burn and destroy the demons. Like in every show. I don't care if it's Will Smith show. What's that movie? I Am Legend. Blade. Every time the light hits the vampires, the demons, vampires drink blood. The zombies and all of these so-called people that they're trying to turn into them, they're trying to turn people through these vaccines and all this stuff like that into the same type of people. That's why they said that Epstein is inside this thing and all that. I don't know how true all that is, but I wouldn't put it past, because they're trying to turn these people into the same creatures, the same, genetics as these type of demonic people. So they can be all in one mind. When you watch the show Fallen Skies, they got this thing connected to the children, because they wanted the children to be all on one mind as them. That represents the mark of the beast. But notice something in every show. Every time, and I mean every time, the light hits the demons or the darkness, they can't bear the light. And guess what? Who comes through when they open up the bones that we just read? Like he said in Ezekiel. The Most High said, listen, once the two sticks come together, when they come back to the Most High and these bones are raised up, the Most High was going to do the rest. On this show, there was an earthquake as soon as they opened up the bones and they tried to attack him, because Tabitha was coming up there, but Jade couldn't make it. Tabitha and the falling, they still got protected through a great earthquake in the end. While this is going on, you got darkness going through the town, because a young man ended up saying a prayer and dying from the man in yellow, which was the girl. She ended up killing him, and then darkness went throughout the land. It was all of this going on. So you tell me this From series is not about the children of Israel. If you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Huh? Yeah. If you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Huh? So the little children represented the children of Israel. They got them looking all rough because, life in the curses is rough. Right? And then you got Tabitha and Jade representing the two witnesses, because they remember when they were small in the town, but really it's more so, if we're going to compare it to scripture, they are remembering who they were as a people. And that's why they keep saying in the show, Akuya, Akuya, remember, remember. 1 second. Let me see if I can get this before we get out of here. One second. I don't know if they're going to show that part. Okay. One second, y'all. Boy, you lucky I couldn't show. You lucky I couldn't show. That, I mean, we pretty much have to watch the whole series together, though. Y'all gonna have to have to go and watch it. Okay, yeah, I don't know if they're showing that. They didn't want to show the earthquake and all that. So, one moment. So they opened up the graves as we read in Ezekiel. Right? And that great earthquake that happens in Revelations happens. Not only that, guys, there was an earthquake and darkness when Christ, when they persecuted Christ on there. Okay, so they were showing all of the relative things of us being related to Christ, the murdered children, the suppressed history, all that we go through now on from. And like I said, they finally remembered. And they got the bones out. And that's when the Most High started to fight for them on the show. When they finally came together. So what are we waiting on as a people? Guess what? Judah has to rise, wake up his people, and guess what? It's already happening. It's already been happening. We almost at the tail end of this thing. Trying to just pull whoever we can out the fire right now. We're just trying to gather the rest of those who may be marked, who don't even know they're marked already because this has already happened. We just playing it out. And that's it. Only a remnant will make it. In every show that they're showing online, in series and movie, it has something to do with us. And I'm gonna give you a little example from House of Dragons. You already know for Game of Thrones that Jon Snow didn't know who he was. He thought he was a bastard. The whole time he's the heir to the throne. Come to find out, he's also a Targaryen. The Targaryens have heavenly white hair. The Targaryens have heavenly white hair, right? Watch this. Who has heavenly white hair in the scriptures? The Most High, Christ. Woolly white hair. And then they show the black guy. I don't know if they're going to show him on here. Why they not showing the black guy on House of Dragons? Hold up. Why they not showing him? Hold up. They got to throw us in there on the side. Look at that boy. Look how fresh that boy look. You can't tell him nothing. Look how fresh that boy look. How it highlight that black melanated skin, man. With that white heavenly hair. Looking like a whole superhero. The sea snake. That boy, you know why they call him the sea snake? Because he be swerving and swinging and banging on the sea. Yeah. So you have young ladies on there with white hair. And guess what? The whole deal is they don't want to tell you on Game of Thrones. The greatest weapon on Game of Thrones and House of Dragons is the dragons. So they have to flip it on you. What's the greatest weapon of Israel? The Ark of the Covenant. Who can only touch the Ark of the Covenant? The children of Israel, specifically Levi at that time. But now all of the tribes are priests. Only the children of Israel can touch the Ark of the Covenant, the greatest weapon of war that was ever in mankind. And sometimes what will happen, to the ark. It gets hidden. It gets put in another place. What happens to these dragons? The same thing on the shows. It becomes a myth, or you don't know where it is, or whatever. And then you got this little girl on Game of Thrones. She ended up having these dragon eggs. They come out of nowhere. No different than maybe we be in the wilderness. The ark gonna come again to the children of Israel. She walks through the fire like Abraham did, and his brother Haran couldn't walk through the fire, but Abraham could because he was from the seed of Jacob. And I mean Abraham had Jacob, but you know what I mean. He was from that royal line. Let me put it that way. Who had Jacob is what I mean. The chosen. So he walks through the fire, and the young girl, what's her name on Game of Thrones with the white hair? I forget her name. She walked through the fire, but they had to show it on the woman's side. See how they try to do? We can't let them know it's the men. If we let them know it's the men gonna rise up. So we have to show it through the women. The women, we would always make the women queen. So we have to have a little evil in it. We gotta, you know what I mean? Push the feminist thing so the men will never rise up. But all the people with the white hair can ride dragons. All the children of Israel, the ark belongs to them. No one else on Game of Thrones can touch the dragons except for the Targaryens with the white hair. Children of Israel. You can't play the children of Israel no longer. We are awake. We remember. We know. So they wanted to, instead of them putting Jon Snow on the throne, they're going to put, I don't even remember her name at this moment. I don't even remember this young girl's name at this moment. Can somebody say it? I don't remember. But they put her on the throne. Total garbage. Because and people were so angry when they did that. Daenerys, there you go. People were so angry, they were demanding. The Game of Thrones fans is crazy. They were demanding that they reshoot the episode because they knew Jon Snow was supposed to get on the throne. But it's this thing where we're going to have to play this thing out in real life. They never want to show us in the movies. And something's telling me on House of Dragons, because I'm watching it and and the black guy's like, hold up. You trying to talk about me and my bastard sons. What about you? Is something hidden in there where really the black people is really that's what it's supposed to be only to me. But I'll leave it there. But yeah, man, listen, I mean, guys, we're going to just stick it right there for the night. But I'm going to tell you right now, I hope you guys like the show. We probably going to do some Bible trivia next week because I have some giveaways to give away from those who have donated things to give away on the show. We want to give them out. I know, like I said, we got Bishop Anya gave us some brushes, beautiful brushes. We got Proven by Water, Proven by Fire. We're going to be giving some of her beautiful clothing away. And I'm going to be giving some of my stuff away. So, yeah, we're going to do a Bible trivia next week. We're going to open it up for some questions. Whatever questions you may have on, you understand, health or whatever the case may be. Obviously, we have to answer them in a certain kind of way. You can go ahead and call in next week for that. So it'll be a call in, and we will be doing some Bible trivia so you can win some stuff. So I wanted to come into this tonight to show you, pay attention when you're watching these shows. Don't just be watching the show, guys. They're dropping things on you that they're going to be doing in real life to a certain degree. But if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you will be able to understand what's going on. All right. So all praises to the Most High for your time tonight, coming on here, learning about the Most High. Don't forget, if you guys want to donate, if you just came in, you can donate. You can go to gatheringofchrist.org and go to donate. We need the donations to continue to flourish in these last days because we can't do it without each other as a kingdom. We are the kingdom of heaven. We don't want to get in the position in the mind that the church gives to the people like we're a social government system. No, we fuel our kingdom. So we need to use our faith and our works, work hard, and fuel our kingdom. If we have no gas, we can't run. These are your works. These are your charitable works in heaven. And you see the wonderful, magnificent works the Most High have done through all of our hands. And we couldn't have done it without each other. We couldn't have done it without each other. So everything helps this work, helps us travel, helps us get to more people, helps us set up more churches. Let me tell you. And we're going to keep pushing and doing this thing till the wheels fall off. Because we ain't going to need, you know why we're going to do it till the wheels fall off? Because we ain't going to need no wheels, because we're going to be flying. We're going to be flying in the sky. We ain't going to need no more wheels. Now, you know I got a way with words. It just come to me like that. We will not need no more wheels. So we going to roll till the wheels fall off, because we're going to be flying next. Let's put it like that. So let's keep building this kingdom, and let's keep doing it, man. Let's get more souls into the water while we still have time. And let's fight. I don't give a damn about AI coming. I'm not thinking about doom and gloom personally. For me, I'm prepping. I'm doing whatever I need to do. But I'm never in the spirit of, oh, my goodness. Listen, it's coming. It's coming. But all we can do is prepare and make sure we're doing what we just read earlier, that the Most High can actually protect us in these times. No, it ain't no worries. You're going to have faith or you're not going to have faith. You try to adapt to the new system that's coming, and we continue to build our kingdom. It never says we're going to stop building our kingdom. It never says that. We're going to be building until Christ comes back, and we must adapt. And we must be strong through it. Learn how to use AI as a slave now. That's what you got to do. We don't like it. The convenience have killed us. We don't like it, but now learn how to use it as a damn slave. It's going to use you if you don't use it. I'm going to tell you that. Now, when it comes to creativity, we create. But you must get in front of what you see coming. I mean two ways. Learn the old trades and the old skills, because outside of the mark of the beast system, once it totally shuts down, these are the things we're going to need to know. But until then, you need to borrow from the Egyptians and learn how to use this system, no different than these other capitalists use it in this capitalistic society. Learn how to use it. Y'all used to talk about whip the robot and make them work for you. All right? That's all we going to say. So we're going to get up out of here. Don't forget to go to our Hebrew and Bible Academy website. It's on the screen. It's called historytimes.org if you want to learn historical lessons about the children of Israel, our history, the Gentiles, the Romans, the Syrians, the Babylonians, everybody, the Egyptians, right? Peace and blessings. I got to get out of here. I got a lot of work to do. Shalom.